Welcome everyone, it's Vapor Drakemar. It's time for some more Raid Shadow Legends. This is my Dwarf Faction Wars team. It's improved over time. With my most powerful three main characters here being Demytha, Melga Steel Girdle, and Gal Longbraids. One thing that's very useful about Demytha specifically is you can use her block damage as a way of making your team survive through places they normally would never be able to survive. Now, the thing that's crazy about this faction is some of the most powerful champions in this game are of this faction. So that is an interesting note. Because although they may be small, they are mighty. Especially the ones with unique attributes like Demytha, Brogni, the shield dwarves, Melga Steelgird, all these shield dwarves are the most OP ones. She can also increase the duration of a buff. And this can allow you to progress. Because basically, with Demytha and Gala, I can basically duo faction wars. Basically. Because Gala has the damage and Demytha does the protecting. Note how little damage they take from this. So I'm going to do a Faction Wars boss. I could show you my Dark Elf squad, but my Dark Elf squad still needs help because of the problems that the boss gives me. The next boss. Master Butcher is useful for more than just hitting things. He also has a revive. Batodashi, where if basically if you kill him, he revives someone randomly, which is useful in Bommel. I had the right of it. That was the block damage. The true fear is a bit annoying. Her revive is on a bit of a long CD, so there is that. Give him a nice big whack. Helps them get past the true fear, and the boss goes down. And we're going to want to use all of our keys up. And eventually we're going to level everyone out to 60. Not everyone, maybe. Maybe Melga and Master Butcher, question mark. Getting past Templars is not as easy as it looks. Because that block damage is like an absolute unless you can steal it. Which there is a dwarf that can steal it. Unfortunately, I failed his fusion. Because his fusion had something came up that wrecked it. Some real life event. Because most of these fusions that you get are these like temporary fusions. The permanent fusions are kind of rare. I prefer permanent fusions because then I can make them go on my terms. So if something comes up, I can just... This guy takes a while. Because he put the block damage. He put the block damage. Okay, we got the extra turn. Is there anything further? Oh no, this was the stage we went further on. It doesn't matter though. We weren't gonna necessarily do the higher stages anyway. It would have been better to do that with more level dwarves. Yeah, they don't like him. I could show Dark Elf Faction Wars, but we're at an impasse with that anyway. I think the main thing here is just to keep the Reviver alive, or try to at least. The problem is that she doesn't have a lot of levels. I invested in Demytha first because Demytha has that block damage that's incredibly useful for clan boss. That's why I bothered. Get him provoked. Guess if you want to see Dark Elf stuff, we can get there, but I have to first check the other missions. I think the other ones we're going to do Ice Golem. So I'm trying to complete the advanced quests for this account. As per usual. Five silver keys. No, I'm not buying that. I'm gonna do an experimental Nether Spider team. We're gonna test Demytha in the depths of the Nether Spider. Trying to test to see how strong her defense debuff is versus this wicked boss. As this boss is one of the hardest of this rotation. I say of this rotation because there is obviously other rotations. Trying to save my block damage for him, or for the spider. See, nobody died. The power of Demytha versus Nether Spider. Even better, she has no weak affinities. So, that means that we could run more daring teams in here with Demytha. Because they won't get blown up as easily by the poison. Now, she's not at the full height of her power because she's not fully booked yet, especially not on Channel the Bloodline, which is the skill that makes her truly powerful. Because it's a full team block damage, which against Nether Spider is a big deal. cleanse that. Because now we can make a more daring team versus the spider. That I'm going to attempt. Now I would like to get more materials from Faction Wars, but I haven't made as much progress on Faction Wars of the Dark Elves as I would like. Because I probably have to 6-star Captain Tamila. Okay. Can we do the bloodline thing, please? Okay, better yet, we can just cleanse that. And increase the duration. See how safe this is compared to normal?
Yeah.
Normally, all these poisons... Yes. Get some nether spider eggs.
But you need to clean your room now?
Well, what I've figured out is I can make a bolder team and make this go even quicker. Now, the reason I say that is that Demytha makes it possible. So we can include a Drexthar in here, and we can also make...
I'm gonna go the other room.
have a shot at Demytha teams. Demytha is insane. Yep. Rask is a god. He's one of the best Bommel champs alive. The enemies can't steal it. Yep, nether spider farming at its finest. Try some nasty squads. Actually, no. I want to do one with Demytha in it. Ultra safe Demytha strat. Kill the safety! No! Kill the safety! Kill the Rhodos. There's a reason I always include Deacon in here. Because those dumbass waves. There's the one thing Demytha can't do is deal with people with too much defense. Because she ain't a nuker. Alright. The Demytha safe strat. Increase that heals. You could go for double burn strat. Really? And the amount of burns I have to place on this nut. To get the timing right. So it's Magma Dragon. I'm assuming another Nether Spider. That's what I'm assuming. Because or a Borgoth, because they repeat it up the tower until you get to the very top. Oh, you keep it depending on your resistance. I see. So if I up her resistance, then I should be able to keep block damage on the whole team. Yes. Demytha, useful in all schemes. In fact, she's so useful that I might as well take her all the way to the top. I might as well. Okay, it seems to be weak to block buffs, but other than that, I'm going to go up her resist. I think that's my main problem. If I give Spirit Hosts more resistance, then I should be able to do some crazy dank team comps with this. So I want to try Demytha and Ice Golem. I'm going to be farming her up, getting more silver, going towards the last upgrade. Because I do think that Demytha will be my final Kabatic wins. Block bus. Okay. Well, that's a lot. That's a mouthful of skills. If anyone wants to, you know, look through that sometime, joy to all who have to endure that. Placing shields. I swear, she has more potential if I just fill out that skill, you know? It's a nice heal. The question is, where am I going to get these epic books from? That is the real question. But she works perfectly fine versus Nether Spider and Frost Spider. Way up the tower. And hopefully tonight, how does she perform versus Borgoth, the Nether Vermin? Borgoth, the Nether Vermin. You know, let's give her a go. I know it's a bit maniacal. But let's give her a go. Why not? Why the heck not? Generally, I'm going to want to go for the squishy units. Obviously, we're going to want to cycle around or decrease defense to try to deal with the Krisks. I do question now how well the thing that's annoying about fighting Krisk, and I may have not mentioned this, is that Krisk is incredibly difficult to kill. It's one thing that's very notable about Krisk. So, when you're facing one, expect it to be a pain. Because he's designed to serve those who spend. And to serve those who spend, he has to do his job of being unrelentingly tanky. I do have a feeling that I might actually be able to beat the tower with Demytha's help. The problem is I'm going to have to gradually go up the tower to get there. Try it. Like, Rosin is basically the backup for Morgoth. Because he's the guy who can take it the best. Ooh, that's spicy. And she's the backup. You want to keep the decreased defense on this guy at all times. Because this guy is a known problem, this Morgoth. He is a known problem. The start is a little iffy. You're going to want to keep his defense down as much as humanly possible. Mainly because, as well as his turn meter, because both are extremely fearsome. Generally, to minimize the impact of those continuous heals, you're going to want to drop his turn meter a bunch. Now, there are faster ways to do this boss, I will admit. But I wanted to see if I could include Demytha in this setup. And she seems to be doing fine. Shear on you. Kill the Borgoth. Let's try her versus higher level Magma Dragon. Yep. Trying Demytha versus every Doom Tower boss. Generally speaking, when going versus this boss, hoping to keep his defense as low as possible, because believe it or not, even when you decrease his defense by this much, his defense is still horrifically high. Kind of an incredible champion, honestly. Demytha, even though that block damage did go off, which is a bit unfortunate. Still think we can comfortably beat him, because we got Razan. If we can keep Razan alive, we should be able to beat the Magma Dragon. So we have our own, very own dragon. It's too bad it doesn't increase the block damage duration, because that would have been, you know, out of this world good. But I'll take it. I'll take it. The full gauntlet. And in the next... Know what? Let's show it. Why not? Why not? Let's try our Ice Golem. Let's see where... One problem with these waves is they are incredibly deadly. Just getting through these waves is a nightmare in and of itself. But Demytha might allow it to be doable. That's a fact. Demytha might just make history, you know? I'm not making this up. Especially if I can book her out. We're making progress. Oh my God, what is that racket? Come on. Please. So much noise. Oh my God. I don't know what that noise is about. Okay. Getting to this boss in itself is a nightmare. Never mind beating it. Wow, I just realized it's not the end. It's not the end of this bull at BS. It is not the end. Oh boy. I hate these dog enemies so much. I hate these dog enemies so much. They take almost no damage. Look how hard it is just to get through the wave, man. Dear Lord. At least I'm glad I booked my sill for this. Get the duration up. Keep trying to get poison on him. He is almost invincible to the poisons. This might be the hardest Ice Golem I've fought to date. Question is, can I actually beat it? Is the real question. Is Demytha gonna be the difference? Okay, perfect. Get that Winds of Purging in there. Hopefully that's just tickling him, as I do not want to proc that divine retribution shit. Because I know that divine... At this level, the divine retribution will snuff my life out like a candle. That's the trouble with that. Can I beat it? The big question. I think I can. I think I can. I think Demytha just made history. I think Demytha did what the rest of them couldn't do. That's right. Ice Golem 20 falls for the first time. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Back to back to back.